With the Players' Championship coming to Jacksonville this week, previewing it here with Mia O'Brien. Mia, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Happy to be here, Noah.
Yeah, and it's going to be a fun week, and, one of the biggest tournaments in all the PGA. We got some of the top golfers coming here, except for, of course, unfortunately, Tiger and Brooks Koepka, some unfortunate situations there. But we got a bunch of very exciting golfers. Dustin Johnson's back for the tournament, and it's going to be an exciting week for sure. And so for those golfers out there, what will be the keys for any of them looking to go out and come out on top here this weekend at TPC Sawgrass?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is I think this is going to be the greatest weather that they've ever had for the players, especially here in March. Obviously, they only flipped back to March after that 13-year move to May back in 2019, 2 years ago. So most of these guys, with the exception of the Phils and the Tigers of the world, have really only ever played this in May outside of 2 years ago. And so this course obviously plays different in March as compared to May, just because of the way they seed the grass. As you can hear the lovely mowers behind me. They're literally, working on that as we speak. But I think one of the biggest things, Noah, is that most of these guys have played this course multiple times before. This morning, being Wednesday, that we're recording this, they had the Players Championship first timers press conference. And so it's all the guys that this is their first time out playing in this tournament. Some of those guys have said that they've played this course 300 times because they either live in the area or they've sought out to play here. And I think it's because it is one of those courses that it has a little bit of everything. It's, you got to be definitely pure in your stroke. And, you have to have some surefire putting, but you also have to have some surefire drives here and there off the tee. It's really the biggest all-around course there is. That's why it's the Players' course. So that's where I think it's going to be interesting, and I'm sure this question will come up because one of the bigger names out here is the guy that won last week on the tour, Bryson DeChambeau, and he's obviously renowned for his driving, but as we saw at Augusta back in the fall, just because you can drive at 370 yards doesn't mean you can win at a course like TPC or Augusta where you have to be a little bit craftier.
And you mentioned Bryson right there. They mentioned a rule change today where he was thinking about dropping it onto the ninth hole, it looks like. What are your thoughts on this whole situation here? Are you with the PGA or are you with Bryson trying to get a little creative here?
No, I just can't believe that the PGA heard him talk about that. And then they were like, yeah, no, we're going to institute a rule. So Big Brother is always watching, folks. I don't know, man. Like, Bryson, I have some mixed feelings about. He's not one of those villains like, Patrick Reed or even Patrick Cantlay to an extent, because I think he's just wired different. It's okay to be more of an introvert and to be the scientist that he prides himself in. And so I do commend him for trying to figure out the trajectory of dropping it onto hole 9. I mean, I walked past 18 several times today, and I tried to figure out in the back of my head, like, where the heck would he drop it on 9? And then how do you... I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, yeah. I don't understand. Like, I've played 18. Like, that's harder. I don't understand why you would do that. But listen, I mean, he's revolutionizing the game. I mean, who else gains 40 pounds in quarantine and then comes out of it doing what he's doing? But at the same time, yeah, I mean, he's just a quirky dude, man. We've never seen anything like him in not only the tour, but I think in sports.
Well, I mean, if you think about it here, at least let him do it in the practice round. Like, think about what that would bring to the course here. I mean, there's always just stuff like that. It's different, and different can be fun, especially in a sport like golf. And so you mentioned DeChambeau here. You got DJ coming back here. Jordan Spieth's been heating up a lot lately. So Rory McIlroy, of course, won it last time this was fully played. Who is your pick, though, to come out on top in 2021?
So my pick is actually the guy who finished the runner-up last week, and that's Lee Westwood, because he has 5 career top 5 finishes here. What we've seen between Rory McIlroy and even Tyrrell Hatton and even, going back to Tommy Fleetwood 2 years ago, he was right there with Rory down the stretch on Sunday in the 2019 Players Championship. All those names I just mentioned had great Arnold Palmer Invitationals the week before. I think that there needs to be, a pretty strong precedent, not that the two courses are similar. I mean, they kind of are, but they're different. I mean, obviously, Bay Hill lends itself a lot more to a Bryson DeChambeau, to a Brooks Koepka, even though he didn't play last week, that they like to drive. You can drive it over the river or the pond and go 370 yards and go crazy on hole 6. That's great. You can't really do that here. But if you play well on that first swing of the central northeast Florida swing, of the Florida swing on the tour, I think that there's something to be said for momentum.
And then Jordan Spieth, of course, he's going to be my pick. I really like watching him play. And the fact that he's finished in the top 5, 4 of his last 5 times out, I mean, I can't help but pick him. I know he has had struggles here as of late on this course, but you look at what he was doing back when he was, the top golfer in the PGA. He was really good on this course, and, he's been doing a lot better than he was the past few years. So that's why he's my pick. I'm just going with my gut here saying it's Jordan Spieth. How's he looking out there in the practice rounds today?
I would love nothing more than for Jordan Spieth to win. I mean, when Rory McIlroy won here 2 years ago, I mean, obviously Rory's a huge name in the sports. The final round was on St. Patrick's Day. Obviously, he's from Ireland. I mean, you couldn't have written a better script for Rory to really make his ascent back into the upper echelon of the PGA Tour, because if we remember, he was kind of lost in the woods a little bit there for a while between 2016 and 2018. And the Players' Championship was really his coming out party for a tremendous 2019 and a strong start to the 2020 season. And unfortunately, after the quarantine, he kind of fell off a little bit. So I could see Jordan, he's playing as good as anybody right now. Much like Rory, though, I think with Jordan, it's going to come down to, can he put 4 rounds together? With Rory, we've seen some 76s and 79s on a Thursday or a Friday, and then he comes out firing with a 63 on Sunday. With Jordan, it's just Sunday. And I think, a lot of people thought he had the yips. He just lost his confidence. I think he has his confidence back. He's proven that he's got every swing and he's got every club in the bag. He's right back to where he was. Now it's a matter of getting over that final hill, getting that monkey off his back, of putting together a final round on Sunday. But trust me when I say that would be epic for Jordan to take home the Wanamaker Trophy on Sunday.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see how this all plays out. Mia, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Noah.